I appreciate that you've organized our event today, the third metric, to look at defining success beyond simply the metrics of power and money. What's the most compelling case that you would make to one of our ambitious Hawaii Pacific University students to really take this message seriously?
So, if we look at life and what gives meaning to life, if we look at eulogies, how people eulogize people after they're dead, the emphasis is very much on the third metric, by which we mean our sense of well-being, wisdom, our capacity to wonder and to give. And ironically and paradoxically, these things, when we actually make them part of our lives, make success in terms of achieving what we want much more filled with grace and less about struggle and stress. And we're just very excited to be having this panel here in Hawaii on the day of the launch of HuffPo Hawaii, because there is such an incredible connection between the message of the third metric and the message of aloha and being here in Hawaii and the deep traditions and culture of Hawaii.
Why do you think this is such a critical message, particularly for young women?
Because right now we are living at a moment when more and more people are recognizing that the world has become unmanageable. To use an AA term, you know, the way we have been running the world, fueled by burnout, sleep deprivation, exhaustion, is not working. You know, it's not working for women, particularly for women. You know, the medical data show that women in stressful jobs have a 40% greater incidence of heart disease and a 60% greater incidence of diabetes. So it's particularly important for young women embarking on their careers to remind themselves that there is another way to define and to practice and to do success.
Well, I loved your post this morning. Well, I love all of your posts, but your initial post this morning on Huffington Post Hawaii, and you wrote that the people of Hawaii are miles ahead of the rest of us in terms of living the lives they want instead of the lives they settle for, which I think is just a wonderful message. And what do you think really sets Hawaii apart in that regard? And do you think it can be exported?
Yes, I think it definitely can be exported. First of all, the minute I arrive in Hawaii, and I've been blessed to have come here many times, there's something different that happens in your body. And I don't know if scientifically this can be proven, but I know that a lot of us feel that, which partly has to do with Hawaiian time. Patty Epler, you know, our editor-in-chief, wrote about that today. In the Western world especially, we seem to be suffering from what has been termed time famine, as though we're always behind, we're always breathless. And this is creating an enormous amount of stress. It's like living in a fight or flight mode. And just being here changes that. And that, therefore, brings another level of grace and peace into what we're doing. And when we are less reactive, we're going to make wiser decisions and more compassionate decisions for ourselves and for others.
And so if I have time, I'm going to try to slip in one final question. As the Dean of the College of Business, I find it phenomenal that here you are embarking on a new business venture, Huffington Post Hawaii, and expanding the Huffington Post brand at a time where this is a challenging industry. So how have you managed to really make Huffington Post a brand leader when really this is a time where others are even finding it hard to survive?
Actually, we have found that when we follow and what we feel is right editorially, it also has worked in terms of sponsorships and advertising. Because the Huffington Post is entirely advertising supported. We don't have subscriptions. In fact, we launched an app which is our kind of third metric app
Right.
that we call GPS for the soul, that you can download, and it gives you a proxy for your stress level, and then you can launch a guide to help you course correct. And even that is free, because we wanted everything to be accessible to everyone. And it was sponsored by Weight Watchers because they saw the connection between stress and putting on weight. So so far it has really worked. I mean, I believe that when you follow your own values and want to have a really positive impact in the world, things work out. I mean, I was blessed to have a mother who always believed that. Mm-hmm. Even when we had absolutely no money and she was in the middle of the struggle, she always trusted. And that trust is something which, together with hard work and creating a product that people want, has really paid off.
Well, we appreciate the impact that you're having on our community, as well as I want to give you just so much appreciation for meeting with our HPU student leaders, and so for both you and Pierre.
Yes, well, this is really a partnership with Pierre and with Civil Beat, and I think one of the most important things in business for me has been great partners. Yeah. There's nothing like it. And of course, HuffPo Hawaii has to be grounded in the local culture and local values, and being run by an entirely local team under Patty Epler.
Right. So, well, thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to the panel and the rest of the day.
Well, thank you so much for being on the panel.
Oh, thanks.